are not lonely enough. We haven't gone far enough. My friend goes on this brutal first date. And at one point he says, I'm really into art. He brings it up. And she's like, that's so cool. Like, that's such a cool hobby. What kind of art are you into? He does not bat an eye. He says, I like art of women crying. And she was like, why would you tell me that? And he was like, I like the way it makes me feel. No.
Guys, I don't think there's actually any normal single people left on this earth. Right? Because why? Single men on this earth, right? Because why? Today, some man messaged me on one of those horrible apps and said, I said hello, whatever, and then went, do you want to be a wifey, and would you like to be a MILF? And I was like, okay, well, I'm bored, so I'll just continue this conversation. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And he goes, well, how many kids would you like? And I was like, well, at least 2, but no more than 3, because that means then you'll have to have an ugly car. And then he goes, well, it might have to be 4 because of the amount of sex we'll be having. Like, fuck off.
All right, it's 11:30 p.m. I'm single. I'm at the grocery store. Who else does this? Like, I feel like we need a club. Like, hey, I'm single. I'm at the grocery store. Hi, how you doing? Can you help me reach that bag that's right in front of me? What do I say? What do you guys do? Do you guys... I really feel like I'm gonna meet my man at the grocery store, and it's just not happening. I am. I look at rings. I look for rings now, so we have that covered. But I'm not meeting anyone at the grocery store. And I love grocery shopping. I do. I enjoy it. I think it's peaceful. I like comparing prices. I love all that. But I know men typically do not like the grocery store. So let me know. Do you look for do you guys look for singles at the grocery store? I'm interested to hear your comments.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Women admit that they hate when men can walk away in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
How am I feeling about dating? I am feeling so fatigued of the concept of men having so many options. I think women have always had options. Like men would prove themselves and we would get to choose. And now men are doing that. And we're sitting here being like, we've had options all of our lives. So like, we kind of know when we want something. Our bodies are still like, oh, it's time to put a baby in. And the men are like, well, let me see who else I can match with. And it is seriously, like, I am so tired. And every girl I talk to is just so tired. We're like almost 30. Like, this shit is crazy. I just wanted to come on here to say I'm also fatigued.
See, when she says that men have all these options, it's not just women. Men have options to become great, to chase greatness, to date casual, to pay for play, to not date at all, to chase their career, chase their goals, become better, you know, just really establish themselves. It's not about women. So, you know, when she's saying men have all these options, it's not specifically tied to dating. It's to do things in his life. So why would he interrupt that to settle down? And don't get it confused. There are a bunch of sweet guys out there. But when she's saying what she's saying, she means the guys that are my type have a bunch of options. That's exactly what she means. But it was funny because whenever they're saying this, they're like, oh, I can't find a guy who is my type, who's serious. Well, what does that tell you about you and the type of guys that you pick? The men that she wants, right now, she's ready to settle down, but she's had access to these sweet dudes. She's had access to guys that want to take care of her. If you don't believe me, I'm going to keep proving my point time and time again. Watch this.
I feel like I should call this channel Old Woman Complaining because I feel like that's all I ever do. Hear me out. I remember being in high school, my high school sweetheart pursuing me. And I remember him being like, I just want to take care of you and I just want to make you happy. And he was just like the sweetest kid, right? For a time, of course, we were in high school. It makes me think like, I don't even remember the last time I've had a guy say that to me, a guy that I've dated. Usually we're both being selfish in some way. Like there's really no like give, at least in my experience. And especially now in this whole dating culture, like I like to say on here how old I am. I'm 43, because like things are just so different now versus when I first started dating. And I think when I think of I want to take care of you, I don't really necessarily think of it like in a financial sense. Like my high school sweetheart, we were in high school, like he couldn't take care of me, but his idea of taking care of me was like protecting me and taking care of my heart. And I don't think that exists anymore in a lot of men these days, sadly. From what I've seen, I think they're just trying to figure themselves out, which is fine. There's no like sense of responsibility over your lover's heart. Like as a man, I don't know. The dating world right now is just so selfish. Men are just after one thing. They don't really see the value in anything else because there's so much of that one thing. So many people on apps, you know, for men and women, I guess. I don't know. Where are the people that value you as a human, like you as a person, like the people that know every nuance about you, like care to know even? Like I feel like that doesn't exist. So I'm not complaining about being single. I love being single. I love having my own space, and I love not having to cater to some of these like text messages all day long. And I think until I find that in somebody that I actually find attractive and I actually would like to be in a partnership with, I'm going to continue enjoying fucking staying home on a Friday night and doing adult coloring books. Having a late night coffee because I'm living on the edge. Woo.
They have these guys when they're younger. I keep trying to tell you. They have these guys when they're younger. And you heard what she said. Oh, the dude in high school, his idea of being there for her was protecting her heart and really caring about her. Nothing to do with money. Nothing to do with money. But when they're older, it's show me the money. Show me the money, right? They show me the money. But is it about the money? Talked about this in a prior video. Yes, money is important. Yes, you should be able to contribute. You should be able to provide for a woman that's for you, that's building with you. Yes, all of that is true. But at the same time, is money what's going to hold a relationship together? Is that doing the inner work? No. So she's reflecting on this dude from high school. What are you reflecting on him for? Now they wish they could have that back. But by the time a guy gets older, he doesn't have the capacity to really be in love. He just wants respect, and then it follows with love, right? And care. And then he has his life established. So when you respect him, it's like, okay, I like this. Now we could keep progressing. But now she's all looking for, love and all of this soft stuff. And it's just like, you had this already. But the men, when you're older, it's like men can easily walk away because their life is established. That's the only reason why she's looking back in the past. That's the only reason. And if you like being single, why are you making these videos? Let's get the next one.
Me and Hinge have this fun kind of back and forth game that we like to play where every few months I'll meet somebody new. I'll get in the worst, most gut-wrenching situationship known to man that inevitably doesn't work out. I'll take a month off of dating, be like, no more men for me. And then I will re-download that app and the same thing will happen again. I don't know why I do it. I don't know. Every time I'm hoping that it'll be different, and it literally never is.
It's never different because women like to pick the guys that they need to convince, that they need to change. And they're going to come out here and tell you that that's not true. Listen, I don't care if you don't believe this. Why is it that when somebody is sweet off rip, it's seen as creepy? Somebody's try hard too much off rip, women don't want it. Because they want a man deep down that they feel that they have to earn. They want a guy who they view as better than other dudes. So you go on Hinge and you try these situationships and they don't go in your favor. All that equals is men can easily walk away because they have dating options. You understand? And you want to be seen as the best option. But how is that when you view him as better than you? And that's fine. Because I honestly believe that's the way it should be. And a woman should prove herself. And when she proves herself, a man's like, you know what? Maybe I should go the extra mile. You understand? Especially if she views him as better than her. But once again, they have guys that want to do everything. And the funniest thing about it is they like these dudes. And then the dudes who wife them up are suckers because there's always a dude like this in their past. Watch this.
This is a story about a man who I was once basically dating, told me why he would never date me. Back when I was like 22, I met this guy through a friend and we just sort of like hit it off. And we ended up embarking on a you know, a classic situationship for like 5 or 6 months. Like we would hang out all the time. He like took care of my cat when he was just a brand new kitten. We like would text all the time. Like we became like dating without the exclusivity label. It was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months in, we were just like laying in bed. We were talking about dating, just like in general, and you know, the people we've dated, etc. Like we knew about each other's exes, etc. And we were just having like a nice time chatting. And then he goes, yeah, but I wouldn't date you because you're hot, but you're not hot enough. I rolled over and was like, did you really just say those words to me out loud in this space? In my home? In my home, you said I'm not hot enough for you to date. Meanwhile, this is a man who's like fucking balding, has like a no job. That's a whole different discussion. But it's really like the audacity of these men to say these things. Whether or not I am hot enough to date is irrelevant. You don't say that shit. So anyway, he looks much worse now, and I am in a happy relationship. And that's the story of how a man told me that I would never be hot enough to date him, even though we were dating.
She was never dating him. She wanted to date him, but she was never dating him. Dude was cool with the convenience, and he was actually bumming off of her. If you pay attention to her language, he didn't have to have any money. He didn't have to be established to get next to this chick, right? Now check this out. She's talking about this guy disrespecting her when really he was just being honest to her face. He was being raw, uncut, and honest with her. And that's the guy that she remembers. That's the guy that she remembers. I'm in a happy relationship. You're in a happy relationship right now. Why are you on camera talking about this guy that made you feel low, that disrespected you? Well, what you would think is disrespecting you, didn't see you as anything like that, didn't try for you, didn't put in any effort in for you. And the guy that committed to you and gave you a long-term relationship, you're on camera not talking about him. You're talking about the guy that didn't want to give you the long-term relationship. They love when men can walk away. They love when men are honest. And I know what you're thinking, right? That was messed up. Listen, we got to take feelings apart from this. When you take the feelings out of it, the guy was raw, direct, honest, and uncut with his words, right? The words probably cut her deep, but it doesn't matter. This is why women are attracted to just dudes who are straight up with them. Dude was a bum, early 20s. She really wants dude like that, and he didn't want her like that. Go on in her life to meet a guy that wants her like that, and all she can do is think about this dude. Crazy. Let's get the next one.
Listen to this. This is the difference between men and women when it comes to dating. Yesterday, I'm on the phone with a guy that I had a huge crush on, and I'm telling him that now that the dust is settled and the vision is clear, I'm telling him, you know, if I had known what I know now, I don't think I would have pursued you. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you are the biggest fuckboy I've ever met, and you know that. He's like, Aubrey, what did you think was going to happen? We were going to get what? We were going to get married? I was like, no. No, that's crazy. That thought never crossed my mind. Of course, I would never marry you. I would never marry you, actually. No, this isn't, no. Yes! Yeah. Maybe for like a hot second, I just envisioned it for just a second with my stupid girl brain. The fuck? No. I know we were just having fun in the sun. That's the difference. Okay.
Another example of men that have the ability to be raw, honest, uncut, and just tell the truth. You understand? And it's funny to me that you would want to be with someone who just strictly tells you to your face that you're an idiot, that you look dumb. What'd you think, we were going to get married? And you're over here like, well, yeah. Why would you want to marry somebody who doesn't care about you? Why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't view you as the best they can do? but not like in a immature way, insecure way. In a way, it's like, I'm going to build with this person and this is the best person to build with. Why?
I'm just surprised at the way that men are acting like taking a woman out to dinner is such a big deal. Almost as if they're like giving their life away. Half of the time, they're not even picking them up and dropping them home. They're literally just meeting them there. And then also, it's not like you're buying them a 5-course meal. You're actually just probably buying them dinner and a drink. By the time we get to dessert, the girls usually are too full to even think about dessert. Then, at the end of the date, sometimes these guys think that they can sneak in a kiss. Let alone sleeping with the man, because we know how that can go sometimes. So I think the fact that a woman allows you to take her out to dinner, you should be happy about that, because back in the day, men would have to travel miles and miles just to be in the presence of a woman. So let's just think about that for a second.
Men don't have to do anything because nothing matters. Men don't have to take you out to dinner because it's not going to raise your interest more in him. It's not going to make you sexually attracted to him. You want to jump his bones because he took you out to dinner. So what's the point? You heard what she said, right? Dudes will even try to get a kiss in. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? See, she's proving my points. Like, it doesn't make you desirable, more sexually attractive. She wants to get at you. Like, it doesn't do anything. So why are men doing it? Out of the kindness of their heart? No. You know, women don't like that men are choosing to save their money, spend their money on whatever they want to spend it on. They don't think like, okay, yeah, let me spend my money on this grown woman in hopes of her, I don't know, turning into, I don't know, a mermaid or something, you know, Rapunzel or no, I'm good. I'm good. If you like me, let's go with the organic strategy. If you don't like me, stay away from me. I'm not doing this try hard, you know, trying to impress you stuff. And when you take this approach to dating, you eliminate women that are not really interested in you, and you only deal with women who have high interest in you. And see, women can't see that. Women look at us and think, he should be lucky that I'm giving him a chance to take me to dinner. He should be lucky that I'm even sniffing in his direction. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? It's actually comical because it doesn't make any sense. When you're not big off of them, the women that like you just a little bit more. There's something to figure out there. But when you're trying to do all of this song and dance, they don't like it. See, this whole, when men are able to walk away from them, be indifferent to them, it's a love-hate thing. Because they can't get far with manipulation, but it's something that intrigues them. So this was women admit that they hate when men can walk away in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
This year has taught me anything, it's that I need to stop going on dates with men. I'm currently single for the first time in 5.5 years. Well, I have been since January. And let me tell you something. I'm in hell. I hate it here. Don't get it twisted. I don't need a man, but I hate it here. I don't know what was in the air this year, but I was plagued by Lachlan's and situationship hell. But what really was the icing on top of this shit fucking cake that nobody asked for was the last guy that I was seeing. Loki led me on, whatever. Come home from Europe. Next day, I'm jet lagged as fuck. And he's like, gotta get my life sorted. Sorry. No, I'm not. What the fuck? So, bye. Could have done that before Europe. But anyway, stop speaking, obviously. And then I'm going to see Wicked. I get a message. Oh my God. I get a message from this man that apparently he just received a fine in the mail from our first date. Because apparently I wore my seatbelt wrong. Now listen, I never wear my seatbelt wrong. I'm so anal about it. It's not even funny. But I'm like, the photo is clear as day. I think I had it under my arm or something. I actually don't know. Like, I can't really tell from the photo, but I know it's not where it should be. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? Anyway, guys, it's a $400 fine. And it's 3 demerit points. So he tells me, and I'm like, oh my God, should have blocked him. Like, obviously I'm going to pay for it. And he was like, 300 and we'll call it even. Fair enough. Could have made me pay the whole thing. I mean, in my opinion, he should have just paid for it, period, because that's a nice thing to do.
So he copped $100 and 3 demerit points, and I copped a $300 direct deposit to him. But like, is that not a sign from the universe? My first date with this man. And what comes of it? A fucking $400 fine? Right. Of course. So I'm never going on a date again. Like ever. Literally ever. I'm done. Yeah. So that's my 2025 dating wrapped. Yeah. Fuck my fucking chungus life.